Hello and welcome back to the Midwest Mainline. We are sat at our busy junction. No, it's not. I was expecting this one to be quite busy, but thankfully it's kind of peaceful at times, which is good because we wanted this junction to handle a lot of traffic, and the way that nothing's sat here waiting means it possibly is doing its job. We've got quite a few trains that run through here. Fortunately, some less frequent than others, which means only occasionally will they hold each other up. And given how we've done our signalling, each block will release each train and they'll just follow behind each other up towards Hibbing there. That's where we're looking. Before we get going, as we wait patiently for a train to pass, you guys have knocked it out of the park, haven't you? You may have guessed by the title of this video. We reached 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 of you. It's actually over. At the time I'm recording this, which is the 1st of January 2020, I tend to record them at least a day or two before they're due to go up, as we've got to do a lot of editing to get it running all nice and fluid. Oh, there we go, we've got a train. A Class 9000 hauling our fuel around, and crude oil. And refined oil. That's nice. Finally. It is good for the junction though. We've got to speed up the one behind us. Oh, and there's its counterpart heading the other way. And no passenger train to hold up either. That's lovely. So yes, 5,000 of you wonderful people. 50-50 actually. At the point it turned 12:01. In Texas, in the US, and I'm staring at the train and I forgot what I was going to say. I was like, isn't that a beautiful train? It looks wonderful. Wow, now we've got some train action. I'm happy. That's the big boy, isn't it? You can tell by his consist there, who's unfortunately got to slow down. Right, yes. Maybe I shouldn't have chosen this place, because you know how I like to get distracted. So, 5,000 of you. The last time I did one of these announcements at the beginning of the video was episode 6, 10 videos ago. That's 1,000 of you in 10 videos. That's unbelievable. I want to thank you all. Not just for hitting subscribe, I do thank you for that. Since I don't really ask other than that little subscribe thing that appears at the end. But you also, the likes, you like the videos, click the like button, that is. I don't ask for that either. I used to. I was like, people know how to use YouTube, I don't need to ask. And smashing the bell, you've been doing that as well, so I'm eternally grateful for that. You guys just go ahead and do it without me asking. And I'll continue to do it that way, because that's up to you whether you would like to do that or not. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Perfectly fine. If you're watching the videos and enjoying it, that makes me happy. So, yeah, so that all happened. This month's been crazy for the channel. Not only has it grown substantially, but you've broken every single record I had on the channel. And YouTube likes to tell me that. The dashboard for creators, it goes straight up there and it's like, oh, you're doing really well, keep it up. And then I'll release an off video, as it were, not a popular series. But there's still like several hundred or 1,000 people watching it, and YouTube kindly tells me I'm rubbish and that the video's rubbish. People haven't seen it yet, YouTube. It's just how the new studio thing works for creators. It's quite pleasant here, isn't it? It's just fluid. I like it a lot. Ooh, what train's that? Coming the other way. Is that the other grain train? It might be. It is indeed. Oh, that's fantastic. I love how they're just continually moving through here. That's exactly how you want a busy junction on a main line to work. I'm waiting for it to prove me wrong and like block all the traffic and have a snarl up in front of our eyes. So there we have it. I just want to thank you again, everybody, for doing your little bits, whether it's watching, liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, doing all that, or whether you're indeed a member of the GTA Express in its two forms, and that's over on Patreon, something I don't mention very often either, or on YouTube now. It has this similar tiers. They kind of match up for YouTube membership and Patreon now. The guys who do that, they're all listed in the titles at the beginning of these videos, and the names that you see scrolling up at the end, they're all the members of Patreon, the GT Express members of Patreon and YouTube memberships. Absolutely not a necessity, get your words out, but it is greatly appreciated for those that do throw some hard-earned money my way. And it's paid for everything you're getting these videos from. I've ploughed it all into the channel. Those of you that are members got to see that. My earnings. My first year. Yeah, it's also my first year as a YouTube partner. Right, that's a long enough intro, isn't it? Goodness me. It doesn't happen very often though, does it? It's not like every day I'm celebrating a milestone for the channel. 2020. What we got planned? Lots of transport fever. We have a new schedule up to the end of this series. They're going to be on, I almost forgot the schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's all your Transport Fever 2. The Midlands map is still going to be on Sundays, and that'll do for now because I do want to wrap up this series, which brings me to the next thing. We need to start thinking about the new series. In this video, there'll be a little eye thing pop up, or it will always be in the top right if you're on the browser version or the mobile app. I don't think it's available on consoles. I've never seen it, but you can vote there. We're going to start off with what continent would you like to see me tackle next? I've left a couple out. Antarctica, for instance. I had to pick 5. I think it's limited to 5 when you're voting. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. So I've picked 5, and they'll all appear, and then we'll see the results of that in a couple of episodes' time. We have 186 million in the bank, so we're not short on cash. We're pretty much at the point now where we've won the game. If there was a winning formula, there isn't really, is there? You play it however you want. I guess you're winning as long as you've got money to spend, or that it keeps going up rather than down. There is a fail state, isn't there, that you could actually go bankrupt. So there is a fail state to this. It'll be extremely difficult, but if you don't build a line, you start off paying the interest on your initial loan. Now, this junction, you'll remember, last time we had a speed decrease, and we kind of lost a lot of our momentum for tackling the Hibbing climb. That's what we're calling it. So if we bring up the track speed, we set it to be about 50 mile an hour because that was the maximum. One thing we can do without actually rebuilding the junction is we can use high speed track, and you'll see, there we go, we're getting 10 miles an hour on either side, so we can do 60 through there, which 10 miles an hour extra straight off the bat is much better, isn't it? So we can go with that. And if we do the same up here, it'll look like the bridge was built with new track designs. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. We could probably fill in this bit as well and make it look like it was all upgraded at once. So if we do it there and there we go. That looks nice, doesn't it? It looks like it's meant to be. Oh, can we fill in that little bit? That just bugs me. No, don't do it all. No, you just did it all. Don't do it all. Just do this little bit. Hold shift. If you hold shift, it will just do the little segment that you're looking at. There we go. We could do the same over here, make it look tidy. It's not really needed, but there we go. It all looks like part of the junction then. Do we like that? I think that looks better. We could do the same here, just to there we go, tidy that up a little bit. I mean, we could maybe match it there. No, you can't. There comes a point where even holding shift, they're all skew width. So we'll leave it like that. I think that looks better. So we'll see how our train does heading up there now. Our grain train. Oh, look at this for beautiful timing. You're not hanging around long. like I said, ignore this big minus figure. It is actually making us money. I would prefer these figures to show 5-year timescale rather than just a single year, because when you're dealing with rail freight, it's not really a thing, is it? At this scale, I mean, over a year in the real world, that's fine. But as far as the game is concerned, I don't know how long a year takes. I'd have to time it. Is it like 12 minutes for a year? A minute a month? I think it's something like that. Someone did ask that our network is lagging behind the times, and that's because I like to talk a lot. I could probably do it, but as far as videos were concerned, you wouldn't see much of the trains we had on. So we could just slow this down. Since we've won the game, we could just slow it down a touch and then speed it up when we're bored of the trains. Or not bored of them, we can just leave them up there. Just so it allows me to talk. Like, we're not going to go bankrupt. We have settled in, and that is purely... None of this relates to actual your finances. They're separate. This only affects when trains unlock, so it matters not. You're going to pay... I know the years last longer, but you're also going to pay the same amount of maintenance as you would for... against, I should say, how much you're going to make, so that the profit margins are going to be identical. It's just the time scale that it represents is longer. So yes, don't get confused with these two time scales. You've got the simulation business side that runs at a constant, and then you have the date side, which you can switch around at your heart's content, and it makes no difference to gameplay. Well, we've got a bit of a queue there, but that's both of our grain trains going through again. They seem to be aligned at the moment, don't they? That is interesting. I'm pretty sure they won't stay aligned like this. We could add another platform on so that they're never waiting for each other. That really ruins the... what I wanted to see was how fast that train goes through there. Never mind. I guess it goes through there at 60. But I really wanted to see how it does the climb. This train, on the other hand... We could put new gondolas on this. How fast... What is the 9,000? How fast does the 9,000 go? The 9,000... It's got a top speed of 62. So, I mean, 12 miles an hour extra, right? By just changing the gondolas on the back would give us a bit of increased throughput. Which would also mean it's not on the track as long, meaning we pay less for the newer train. So while that's heading up there, I'd rather change it when it's empty than full. Let's take a look at the passengers. Our trams are not keeping up, which is good. That's a good thing. Yeah, people are being vaporized. They are not... I love the little flashy lights they have on these now. It's wonderful. They're not being vaporized. Do not panic. They're just leaving very grumpy. You can't tell they're grumpy. It doesn't actually say anything like, oh, I hate your network. There's no feedback from them, unfortunately. I say we put another tram on here. We can check the emissions layer. I don't think it's really an issue for Hibbing. Our trams, although kind of noisy, they do skirt past here. It's their own fault for living here, by the way. It's their fault. They shouldn't be here. We could bulldoze these like we did down in Grand Rapids. We should check on that too. And hopefully commerce would build up there. It all depends on the reach of our truck stop. See, our truck stop doesn't reach all the way. We might have to bring it down further and try and encourage them. So if we bring up the land here, you'll see they're kind of udged into this corner, but they have built over here. So if we brought the... Is that bread? Yes, it is bread. If we brought the truck stop further down, we could still hit the main commerce area, but we could then reach these 3 blocks here and hopefully encourage them to be replaced by commerce. I mean, you've got one person here, you've got one person there, residential buildings, you've got some hidden in here, mixed in with commerce and industry. But should we do that? Yeah, I kind of do. We could even go round there instead and loop this way round. I believe, where's our line? See what you can see. Let's go down here. We might actually need more grain trucks on here as well. Our rate is 143. Hibbing currently requires 164. Yes, okay, we got to do that first, and then we'll change the line. Our grain train's only just got there, the 9000 version. I mean, they're picking everything up, but that's probably because this is empty. Yes, that's empty. So I would like us to have another truck. Will we win the depot lottery? I don't know. Let's spin the wheel. That's not how the lotteries work. But we're going to spin the wheel and see if it comes out there. Let's manage the vehicle. Come on, out this one. Do it for me. Yeah, no. I don't know where you landed. Where did you go? Where are you? Let's go see. You'd like to come out of this one. No, I don't want you to be out of this one. You're sold. We'll do it manually then. We'll do it manually. Well, we could do the same thing, can't we? We can check and see if this works. We're clicked on Hibbing Road Depot. Now, where's the line? Road vehicle. Oh no, but then it will remove it. Click on Hibbing Road Depot. So we've got them both selected. Let's see if this has been fixed yet. Duplicate. Nope. Are you back over there? You're probably back over here again, aren't you? Yes, you are. Well, I do like to try for you guys, just in case it's been fixed. One day it might get fixed. I'm going to say, I keep an eye on the patch notes, so I won't try that again until I see patch notes that say that they've possibly found a fix for that. Right, so we'll just do it this way. We'll go down to the Studebaker. To what are they? These dump trucks. Yes, they just no. It's bread you want, not dump trucks. You want? Is it these? No, that's tank truck. Flatbed, side stakes. Yeah, that's the one. We could have these, the ones with tarpaulin on as well. They carry all, but these ones that are specialised for carrying these goods do actually carry a few more items. We'll buy that and we'll add that to the line. We should colour it. What colour do we have this? Bread. Is that bread colour? Or is that bread colour now? I think it might be that. I don't know. We'll see. Hibbing food delivery. Yes, it's that colour. There we go. Let's see what that does for our rate, because our truck, there we go. 12.2 million payout. 205 million. We're just making loads of money. Like I said, changing this makes no odds to how much you're earning down here. You don't miraculously make more money. You do if you count it in years, but unless you're playing some sort of challenge where you have to earn X amount in X years, then you can't class any of that as cheating. I've seen a lot of people say it's cheating. It can't be. There's no rule to say you've got to earn X money in X years. It would be if that was not true. Right then, should we see what this does for our line rate? Will it account for it? It's 168. It actually needs to catch up and do a few runs. We need 164. We might go for one more. Now that this truck has come out, I'm not going to risk it. We'll just do it again. It's remembered our selection here. So we'll do it again. I don't know why you can't colour them before you buy them. You can with the wagons, but we'll buy it anyway. What happened there? Oh, do you know what it is? Because it was highlighted as default, it didn't actually buy it, did it? No. That's a weird bug. Right, so you have to actually click this before that'll even entertain you buying it. There we go. That's a weird bug. That should not be doing that. It doesn't recognise that the default vehicle when you open it is selected. We'll stick this on the food delivery as well. There we go. Beautiful. Right, we got that fixed. I don't know what happened with the other vehicle. I don't know. It just vanished into the ether. Now that we've sorted this line out, shall we? I want to move this station down the way down here. So if we bulldoze this, you'll see, if you zoom out a second, there's a timer on here, which means this stop is technically still seen by the line, but invisible, and it will try and go there, which gives you a window of opportunity. Wrong one. You want trucks. A window of opportunity to add a stop, and if it's close enough, it will replace this one on the line. So if we go down to here instead, that you'll see this reaches over that way near the station and still reaches our buildings up there, except that one, which we can delete. We don't want those buildings up there to be commerce that it can't reach. They'd be much better off as industry, because that's where all our industry is now. So we're going to put it in here. If that vanishes, it means it's accepted it into the line, and we can double check that by going, I can play it now, by going into this, and if we go to manage line, you'll see that the new stop is here, and we come down like that. I love that we avoid the tram station. That is beautiful. I said it again, didn't I? It didn't take long for me to say beautiful again. We might need to put another tram on here. Hopefully it does come out of that depot. It tends to work a bit better for trams. So we'll duplicate that, stick you on there. Because we're definitely not clearing this fast enough, which in turn means they're not returning. Which in turn means they're not returning home fast enough. Which is money we're missing out on. So that's just a minor tweak you can do. The quicker you get them to their destination, the quicker they're going to return. Likewise, the quicker you can get them back as well. The trams are absolutely jam-packed. Let's sort out, since we've got money to burn, we're going to do a little bit of shaping of Hibbing. And just as a test, to see if they'll look at the chart there when we started delivering stuff and hook them up to the passenger line. It's brilliant. So let's look at the land usage. This is the tweaky stuff you can sort of do. If we don't want people in here, so we're going to ask them to move out. It's going to be quite pricey. We're going to ask them to move out as I just bulldoze their house. I mean, just pretend that we're asking them to move and we're reforming the landscape a little bit. I also want those guys to move, and these, because they're a little bit out of the way. It's just a little experiment I want to see. Yes, we're going to spend a small fortune on doing this, but I would prefer these to be residential, not residential. I prefer them to be commerce rather than residential. I'd even say let's clear those out as well, and possibly those. We don't need them. You're too close to the station. Now for science then, let's see how they build back. Do you want these in here? Not really. Can we get rid of those? As long as we've got enough room, this one I don't mind. They're kind of out the way from any of the train stations. Providing we've got enough room here and enough coverage, we could add a road is another idea. That's the road button. I like this. A new street down here. You're a bit wonky. If we zoom in a little bit, we might be able to get it better. There we go. We have a main road there. Keep it flat because we're designing this. Oh, but there's a road there. Don't keep it flat. Take that off. We'll hook up to this road that it's starting to do. And we can have another block coming down here. It's not how I wanted you to do it. There we go. Close enough. I'll take it. And connect this up like that. Doesn't have to be perfectly square, does it? Or rectangle. There we go. We can even get rid of some of that for them. Unnecessary. Oh, you want this one, don't you? Flatten it down a touch like that, away from the road, because then you're sticking with the angles of the road and then you can smooth it out afterwards. Beautiful. And then you just get that, smooth it all out, and it balances it a little bit. Don't need the layer on for that. There you go. It looks lovely. Still a bit bumpy, but when they build they'll flatten it out, put the foundations in. Now let's fast forward it, since we've got the time slowed down, and see for science how they build back. I think they just built a residential building again. Oh no, that wasn't one of us. That's Contours. That won't tell you. There we go. Let's see if they build. What did you build there? What are you building? Did you build a residence? No. There we go. Look. Commercial. Experiment successful. Will they build industry up there? That'll be interesting. I want them to migrate around where we're... There we go. Yes, they're upgrading their residences over there. This is perfect, isn't it? You're a little bit out of reach up there, guys, I think. Aren't you a little bit out the way? Maybe if we add a road here, we might reach them. It's possible. I mean, we've got to delete another building. But if we add a road there and join this down... Oh, yeah, that's fine. Add that to there. Join that... Oh, look. See, they're doing it themselves, you smart AI people. Right, let's help you out. We'll complete it for you. And we'll give them a block there. We won't make it perfectly straight. And we'll give them a block there. And we'll put a bit of curve on that. So it's not perfect. Let's increase the brush size. Just tidy this all up a little bit. Let's see what they do with that. Do you reach? No, that was a pointless exercise. That's a tough one, isn't it? We might need to have like a double drop does work. Depends whether a new truck stop will work here. I mean, it is reaching stuff back there, isn't it? It's also reaching too far up there. I kind of like it here, though. Well, that works. We don't want to be on the tram lines. This kind of works for me. That also works. Yes, possible. We could go around the back. As long as you're building mainly commercial around here. See, missing this up here, because we're not reaching these buildings up here. There's residents back. But for the most part, right? They are doing it, right? No, stop that. Yeah, we'll come back and check and see if they've improved somewhat on their placement. Come on, I want to hug round here. It does go all the way up there, though. Is it? I don't know why it doesn't reach that way. There must be some way to work it out. I guess ideally you would want to be around this sort of area. Anyway, leave it alone. We'll come back and check on that. Let's press play. If we had left that on normal speed, we would have shot through the years. Fortunately, we haven't. How is this train doing now? Have you sorted yourself out? We've got to check on stuff like this. Otherwise, things can get out of hand. You've got a 415 rate, which is more than enough. Because this only can do a maximum of 400. We'd have to add another oil well, but that's not what we're doing. You can probably hold the full load. I'm going to imagine, given that he's on the way down here, that he'll be fine anyway. Okay. Everything is fixed. Guys, we've tidied some stuff up. I like it. Where's our big boy? Are you close to being full? You are indeed. We might get to end this with a big boy again and just see... Well, not end it, but I would like to see... Ooh, that was close. I would like to see if he's gonna improve on his speed through that junction when it's empty. Now we've got an oil train. Where's the other grain train? Are you in the same place? That's the logging train. We need to upgrade the logging trains too, don't we? And I still haven't upgraded the grain train, you Burke. You said you were going to do that. Got distracted by grain trucks. Well, let's see if... I don't want to lose 300. Oh dear. Don't let me forget. Me telling myself that. Don't forget. We've got to upgrade that before the end of the episode. Otherwise, you're fired. Where's the big boy? You're on your way. You're on your way. I think they're separated now, right? It's just separate enough. That's a good view. It's not though, is it? It's not the best view. Right. Let's see where the other... No, you're miles ahead now. They have separated a little bit. They should be a different frequency. Anyway, let's check the rate of these two that we can see here. Our big boy... Where's our big boy? This is the big boy, yeah. You've got a frequency of 19 minutes. You've got a frequency 18 minutes. Right, so it's gradually going to separate. Brilliant. Brilliant. Obviously, because it's a bigger distance. Travel. That is perfect. They are technically making us money. The big boy and the 9,000. If we go into his finances, you'll see. It's costing us 5.77 million a year to run, so 10 point something or 6. It's averages, isn't it? We'd have to average that out. But say, oh, I don't know. Yes, we're making a profit. You could work that out. Oh, it looks beautiful. There, is that the grain train? No, that's the mixed consist, isn't it? That are taking tools and stuff. We could upgrade those as well now. They could go faster. I just don't know which trains we want to put on there. We definitely need to. I think we do that in the next episode. I got distracted today, because that never happens, with you knocking it out. You guys knocking it out of the park with the sub counts. The amount of you that are subscribed to me now is just, oh, it scares me. It's more than the average attendance of the English Football League 2. So the second division, or the old 4th division, for those that can remember that. That's a scary amount of people. Okay, don't dwell on it. You'll scare yourself into hiding away in the closet. Right, let's see. Have we got... There goes our grain train. See, they're slightly separated now. That's lovely. Do we have another one coming? No, you're heading off. We finally get to see the speed, guys. And I remembered. Does it help us get up the hill? It should increase our... it should definitely increase our profit, because we'll be paying a little bit less on maintenance, which is very important. If you're playing on hard mode, you're going to have to take a good look at those figures. No, you're still slowing down to... Oh, no. You know what it is, don't you, guys? Oh, dear. We're missing a signal here. But we can't sit on that junction, really? That's unfortunate. We can't place one. We could place one there as a clearing signal. I don't think it would cause any snafus. What it would do then, though, is possibly slow down the logging trains, because we could technically wait here. You're getting better, though, because now he's gonna wait a minute longer after that. We'll never know. We'll check back next episode when they've spread out a little bit. They should spread out. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? It's like all that build-up and it didn't happen. Anything else I forgot? I'm all excited, guys. It's all your fault. Oh, I never thought I'd be a YouTuber. It wasn't planned. Believe me. Shall we check back on Hibbing? We'll put this back on normal speed once we've changed some of the trains, I think, and possibly check on the buses in the next episode. I think that's what we'll do next episode. We had a bit of micromanaging of cities this time around, and next time around we're going to play with trains. Although I would say we've had a good run with trains. How are you doing? I mean, it's tidier, right? I like it. It might take them a little while to sort themselves out, but we've got less residents around the train station now, and they have crept. The commerce district has crept down here. We want them to fill all of this, ideally, because we reach all of that. I didn't want you to close that. Yeah, I would like them to head that way. Don't know what was going on there. There's just a large explosion. As he upgrades, as long as it's commerce. Yeah, look at you go, you beautiful. That's wonderful news. Oh yeah, how are you doing? We never did change this, did we? You're doing alright. Detail. You're full. Do we have 2 of these on here yet? That's what we might have to do. Bloomington to Minneapolis. Managed vehicle. You've only got 1 on there. Do you know what? I think we replace this train next time around. It's doing a job, isn't it? You might have been right, guys. It's tidying up our platforms. Look at this. Nice and evenly spread. I love it. And our trains, how are our actual Hiawatha's doing? And they're busy. Guys, I love your idea. The little shuttle between Minneapolis and Grand Rapids is a winner. You can pat yourselves on the back. I would have done something more convoluted, and it might not have worked. We might still do that. I don't think we need to. I don't know why I smoothed that. That was pointless. We are getting... Oh my word. Bloomington, the forgotten town with your wrecked trams. Dear oh dear, that's abysmal. What have you done there? Should we up... Do you know, we can give you new ones. Give them new ones. Replace. We want these. There we go. And you can view that blue. Well, we neglected those guys, didn't we? I mean, imagine the buses don't look too healthy either. You've still got those on. No wonder. Oh, yeah, well, do you know what? I've been neglecting Bloomington. It's not their fault. Get those on. Much better. Colour those blue. Sky blue. They look nice, don't they? Away they go. How is this line doing? I feel like we can still remove... Do you know what? After these people get off. Boom. I feel like we've got too many on there still. How are these doing? Yeah, 3, 3. I mean, they're not really going to use them anyway. But they're there as an option. Commercial line. They need updating, don't they? They're a bit battered. Well, we could do the same trick with these guys. Rather than replace them, you don't need to replace anything with the same vehicle in this version of Transport Fever, because you don't pay extra maintenance on them. The older they are, you only pay for the looks and the emissions. So what we could do is, if we go down to manage vehicle, we can just set these to very high for now, and they'll all clean up. Don't let me forget I did that. How's it looking here? Do you know what? Good. I like it. Where are you all going to? Are some still preferring... Well, actually, no. We definitely need a new train on. Are you on the way back yet? You are. You're on the freight line, hopefully, this time. There you go. Yeah, we're going to need another train, guys. That is really popular, isn't it? The little shuttle. They love that to bits. But they're still using our main line as well, so they are making choices between... Do they want a little shuttle to go between? Because this is a slower train. We're doing it. We're gonna have 2 Zephyrs on. For now, we'll pick a new train for it when we do our big train episode. When's this one? This is Thursdays. Yeah, get your bearings, Grand. On Saturday. So for the weekend, we get some train action. Lots of them. We get to upgrade all of our trains. Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Manage vehicle. We're going to duplicate you. We only have one depot on the map. I will say, 100%, I want all of our playthroughs to only ever have one depot, because even if you're not doing a main line, it means your entire network has to go back to the one depot. And I love that idea. It makes you think a little bit more about what you're doing. Could you technically have a 2-way signal here? You could, because that will allow trains to pass either way. 2-way. There. You can have one just here. The reason being is you have the opposing signal is coming this way. And for the trains heading that way, it will ignore this signal because it's a 2-way signal. Meaning it will allow trains to pass through it that way freely, as though it wasn't there. A 2-way signal is seen by the way it's facing. So it's only seen by trains coming this way. As you'll see that it's showing red for this train, who is slowing down, waiting for a free path. And when he clears the signal down there, he gets a green. If there was another train coming this way, he would have waited there. As far as trains coming this way, this is an entire block to the station. Trains will always wait here if there's a train in this area here. The only time it will wait here ever is if something's coming out the depot, because it will never let these trains through this block here. That's the controlling signal for everything, including the station. Perfect. We could double track it. I'm just playing with it. Why not? Right, so we now have 2 Zephyrs, right? Where's our other one? Where did you go? Are you in yet? You've probably already gone, have you? Oh, there we go. He's going to go to Minneapolis first. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually perfect. Brilliant. So this is full. We now have a second train servicing this. I don't mind them running partially full. That's absolutely fine. You're definitely not the Twin Cities, are you? No, you're not. You are the North Star. Alright guys, I think that's been a relatively productive episode. We got a lot of the paperwork done. Tested a few theories as well. We'll see how those go for your own playthroughs. Hopefully you've learned something today. I feel I have. I've never really toyed with that yet in this version of the game, this sequel. And so far, things are working. I like it. Oh, just one more check before we go. Do you know, I almost did it, didn't I? Guys, what did I forget? Oh dear, you're absolutely useless, man. Oh no, look at the timing. Right, manage vehicle. Let's change this. Let's get the new gondolas on. We're going to pause. Timing is everything. We're getting rid of all of these because what we're going to have on is cargo. We're going to have these so it can go up to its speed limit, which is 62, I believe. We can do something like that. We want about 300 on again. Some that colour? Sure. We're going to have different colours on so we can tell them apart. Let's have some that colour, a couple of ones in the middle. I'm interested to see whether it actually pulls them up the hill. I don't know what colour that is. We want black. Finish it off with black because it was pulling 300 but now it's got to pull 306. Will that even do it? We might need to change it to another big boy. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. Oh, can we not see the... There it is. Will you manage? Yes, you will in fact manage quite well. Modify. 17 million. You've got some new gondolas on the back. I did it, guys. I remembered. You'll notice that the train itself is looking rusty because we only changed the gondolas and we didn't pay for a new loco. Hopefully he does all right up the hill. We'll check back on him in the next video. Right, let's sit down. Where have we been working today? Mostly in Hibbing. Should we sit downtown Hibbing just for something a little bit different? Look at that. Eat here. If you insist. We will sit in downtown Hibbing. Because why not? Because we destroyed half their town and hoped that they'd build it in our favour. That has been episode 17. They have their shiny new trams in their actual colours, the default colour. I love the cars. I love that they indicate to go around. It's kind of beautiful down here, isn't it? I like it. We'll be back again on Saturday with a new schedule. Don't forget to vote if you're interested in where we want to go next. If you're not, let those that wish to travel around the world, or we might even be staying in America. That's an option. It will be one of the continents available in the vote, and we'll keep an eye on that. I'll update you at the weekend. I think that would be a good time, wouldn't it? It might be... No, it'll be next week. My bad. It'll be Monday. I want to leave a video in between. So I've got a chance to actually record it and gather the votes. Yes, so until next time. Take care.